I was dispersed camping last night and woke up this morning. It was probably, I don't know, 8, my car camera will say, hoping that the car camera got the footage of the car because my car camera records when there's movement. Anyway, I was in my car, like kind of bent over, getting stuff in here, and a car had pulled up. My window covers here were still on. So a car had pulled up in front. I didn't know what they were doing. I mean, it was pretty close, this road in front, dirt road. And I look up and this girl, young girl, I mean, maybe 20, walks up to me and is like, "Do you have any cash?" And I'm like, "Do you have any money you can spare?" You know, I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, what in the heck? And immediately I'm like, is this what is happening now? People are coming to dispersed campsites and random places like that asking for money. You know, they've branched out from street corners or stores or wherever else they go, because it just felt really weird. Okay, it felt really weird. And I said, no, money is tight for me, which it is. It is very tight for me. And I apologized, and she's like, yeah, my son just he broke his leg and I have to take him to the hospital. And I'm like, I'm sorry to hear that. And she's like, yeah, and kind of mumbles something else and then leaves. And I'm looking at her and I'm still thinking to myself that she is somebody who wants the cash for something different than taking a kid to a hospital. And they were in this big, like, boat kind of a car, I think from the 2000s. I think some like a Buick or whatever. And she walks back to the car. I hope this is all on my car camera footage. She walks back to the car and she's like, yeah, Mom, the car's fine. The car's fine. Like, it was really weird how what she was doing. It was hard to see the people in the front seat. There was a driver and a passenger, and it was hard to tell because it was dark. It was gloomy this morning, snowy, rainy. So I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but it was two full-grown people. And as she's saying this, oh yeah, Mom, the car looks fine, the car looks fine. It just looks like, it just made me think that they're trying to sound more legitimate. And I'm like, why? So I watched the car pull away. I didn't get the license plate or anything, but maybe I should have. And this car is pulling up to the other campsites. And I videoed the kind of the aftermath to my sister, so I'm going to insert that footage as well, just so you guys have a visual of the area I was camping in, sleeping overnight. It looks so amazing. So I came out here, it's just like outside of Hurricane, to sleep. I've been out here before. And I'm getting ready to go to a park before I head to Escalante to give a shakedown on my car because it's all wet out here now. And a car pulled up. I was leaning over, getting out. I just gotten out of my car, getting stuff ready, putting a clip in my hair. I turn up and this girl walks up to me from a car right here. And she's like, hey, do you have any money? Do you have any cash on you? I'm like, no, sorry, I'm low on cash myself. And she's like, oh yeah, my son broke his leg and I have to take him to the hospital. And I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. And she looked like there was no kid in the car. Okay, there were 2 adults in the front seat. There was no child in the car. It was just like an old-timey Buick sedan looking car. And then they proceed to drive over to that trailer, and then they drove by slow. This car's not here, and then that Subaru, but they're not out of their car. They were just driving all over asking for money. And personally, I think it's just people who are typically on the street corners or, you know, outside of stores or whatever. They've like now moved to camping areas, because I mean, dude, she looked the part. She definitely did. And if I did have money, I might have given her some. I usually don't, but I really don't. I don't have money to spare, okay? I'm on a tight budget. So they went up to all the other campers that had cars there and to ask them for money. So I'm like, this is a really random area, and it's about 20 minutes outside of Hurricane. It's a random area to go to ask people for money, especially for a broken leg. And I'm like, I said in my live stream, well, if this kid broke his leg, who is with the kid? There's two other adults in the car. I don't know, maybe there was another one in the back seat. It was hard to see. But for sure, two adults in the front seat, or larger people, full-grown people. And I can't imagine that kid would be in that car, because that road is bumpy out there with all the rain and mud that's happened. There are so many divots everywhere. It is bumpy. And with all these adults in this car, like, where is the kid? Is he at home? Who's he with? But then there's always that little part where you feel like maybe they are telling the truth. Maybe they're telling the truth, but it's a really strange place to go to ask people for money. I'm curious to know if other people who've dispersed camp have encountered this, people coming to these places and asking for money. It's crazy. And I am a carrier. I have a concealed carry. I wasn't wearing it. It was in the morning, like I said, I was getting up, but I thought to myself, this person could have come up, asked for money, got mad maybe that I didn't have any, and robbed me. Like, what if this person was gonna rob me, actually? Pull a gun on me and just demand me to hand over my wallet. It's like I have to sleep with a gun on me at all times. It's insane, because it's just, it was so unexpected and so random. So I'm interested to know what people think, and if other people have experienced this. Anyway, I don't know. This is long. Okay. We are ending this video here. We're going to be doing some hikes later on, and tomorrow and the next day, hopefully, and do some sightseeing. And I'll see you in those videos.